I'm Josh from Skid Pro Attachments. You're looking at the best soil conditioner in the business, period. Well, what makes it so? A lot of little detail, a heavy build, and a focus on quality. Let's go through a little bit of the differences on ours versus a lot of the lighter competition out there. A great place to start, as always, is the frame and the build. The skeleton of this attachment is what gives it the strength, the durability, and the quality. So we start with higher tensile steel. Depending on the part, anywhere from 50 to 80,000 plate. The frame is big and durable. We start with a 6x6 square tube that runs the length of that. That's the core of this unit. You can see the attach plate is very heavy. We run 4" by 2.5" square tube up front. Not only is our frame built heavy, but obviously there's going to be a lot of pressure on our walking tandem wheel out here, so we need both that axle and the beam heavy. 6 inches by 4 inches of thick-walled steel tube. We get out here, we got 3x3 heavy wall tube. So once we have the heavy frame, now we got to focus on the other parts. If you notice here, we have 2-inch oversized greasable pivot pins. Here's a 2-inch. The walking tandem has a 2-inch. We run 2-inch back here on our floating hitch. That's another key feature of ours. Very heavy, oversized pins, small detail, big results. If you look at a lot of the soil conditioners in the industry, they simply have 2 wheels coming out, and then you have to manually adjust the wheel to get your depth correct. With us, we've got a walking tandem wheel up front. It's got the oversized 2-inch pivot pins like we talked about, and that allows it to follow the contour of the ground while your drum stays at a nice level position. And it'll give you consistency and more ease as the operator running the skid loader. Not only do we do that, but both the spindles and the wheels have greasable bearings. We also boast some of the biggest wheel diameters in the industry. 18.5 inches tall and a full 8 inches wide. That's going to give you max flotation and overall better performance. Then when we take a look at the rotor, our rotor is an industry-leading 10 3/4 inches diameter. Some of them out there are smaller than 6 inches. The power and all your soil conditioning performance comes from that rotor powered by that motor. On top of that, we have over 80 teeth on our 72-inch soil conditioner. Not just any tooth, but a carbide tooth. A lot of the competition, they put a small carbide tip on a steel tooth. As soon as you wear through that tip, you'll lose your steel teeth overnight. With us, it's a full length, 1.25 inches of carbide material. That means longer life and better durability. As important as weight, strength, and frame are, the key to any soil conditioner is the rotor and the drive system. When we look at the competition on the market, they run chain and sprocket. Now we're talking maintenance, chain stretch, chain brake, lubrication, downtime. That's what that means. With the direct drive, we've got more power, more torque, better reliability, and long term, it holds up in the toughest conditions. Not only do we have the heaviest motor in the industry, it's fully protected with a motor guard from the front and the bottom. Opposite the high torque direct drive Eaton Charlene 6000 series motor is a 5-inch bearing. No question that frame, rotor, and drive are the most important parts of the soil conditioner. However, there's a lot of little features now that we have that just give you a better performance, easier on the operator, and quicker work. The first small feature is the bidirectional motor. This allows the rotor to rotate forward or reverse while you're driving in forward or reverse. So you have 4 different settings and options when you're using the soil conditioner. Second, we have a floating hitch. The floating hitch gives you more adjustment, more autocorrect, if you will, as you're traveling over uneven ground. We also have the ability, though, to lock the frame in. There's a lot of times when you're going to want that rigid plate. You're going to want to dig that rotor into the ground most aggressively. So you can have the floating hitch, or you can leave it in a rigid form. It's simple by removing 1 pin on each side of the attach plate, and you go from rigid to floating. All the floating pivot points have the same oversized 2-inch pivot pins. All pivot locations, of course, are greasable as well. You can also see we have a rubber guard in the front and the back that helps reduce debris discharge and also give a nice even flow of gravel or dirt that you're conditioning. The soil conditioner comes both in hydraulic side-to-side angle and also manual angle. My favorite is the hydraulic angle side-to-side. You don't need to get out of the cab. You simply adjust everything from the seat of the cab. The hydraulic angle also helps to direct your material from left to right, placing the soil where you need it. Every hydraulic angle model comes with a valve block cover for added protection. While most of your adjustment will be made from the operator's seat, we do have a tensioner system up front here. It gives you just that little extra fine-tune adjustment to get exactly how you like it. Most of the time, I set it for the most aggressive depth, and then I rely on my ability inside the loader to take pressure off or bring that rotor up a little bit as my conditions change. Another neat feature on ours that a lot of the competition doesn't have is we can take this whole arm and rotate it straight up in the air. Simply take out 2 cotter keys and 1 pin, and we can put this straight up and lock it in the up position. This does a couple things. One, it can be kind of nice for trailering if you have a short trailer from side to side and you want this to take up less space in transit. That will help you there. But also sometimes you're digging very aggressive and you don't want the wheels. Well, you simply pop it up and go do your work. Here you can see our orange optional end plates. The whole point of the end plate is to be able to carry a higher volume of dirt or gravel, whatever you're conditioning, with you as you go. That helps to fill in low spots and again direct and feather that material to where you want it. The nice thing about the end plates is they're an option and they're bolt-on removable. So you simply pull a large T-handle bolt out, remove them here, flip them over, drop it in, and then put that same bolt down, and they're locked in. So they're always here when you need them, but they're never in your way. For more information on our industry-leading soil conditioner, visit skidpro.com or call a product guru at 877-378-4642.